We are back with more RBY Invitational 5. Best tournament on the planet today. We have yet another fucking banger. Third in a row today. Winners bracket round 4. marcoasd versus Serpi. If you remove Troller from the conversation, you have quite possibly the best player of all time in marcoasd versus the best player of the modern era in Serpi. This is hype as shit. So excited. We see Marco leading off with the Jinx, doing really well into Egg and the Cloy. I know Serpi has. He's got a Zapdos. I see if I can pull up what it's very likely his last. I was taking a look at SPL earlier today. Stats, yeah, it's just Zap. It's Egg, Cloy, Zap. Yeah, so Serpi has Egg, Clay, Zap normals, which is very interesting. I think it's definitely got its place. It's just not great when you're into Jinx. Of course, Egg gets slept, and then you're like, you go to your Jinx, which like is just gonna get, or your Chansey, which is just gonna get fucking frozen. So what Serpi chooses to do is he sacks his Egg, booms Koi, and then sings. And so we are back at a 4-4 Egg and Cloyster for Jinx and Starmie, which is not too bad overall. And now we're back to gaming, but it's already a 4v4, which is interesting. It is Zapdos, comes in on the rest. Well done, Serpi. Good job, me, of course, for new. New. It is Egg Clay Zap normals. We'll see what Marco has. I mean, probably not right on if he doesn't go to that. So my guess is Alakazam last, which wouldn't be a bad switch here. I feel like you burn one turn with Slax. Yeah, good maneuvering there from Serpi. So we'll see what his last is. It's gonna be, I think it's Zam or Zap. Very good maneuvering though from Serpi. He gets the Thunderbolt off on the Lax and then the Proust on the Chansey. Very well done. I think as long as he can, Marco really wants to preserve this Lax. 66% in sleeping one turn burn isn't the end of the world, but like if Serpi can keep the pressure on with his Tauros, with his Zapdos, I think that'll obviously be very efficient. If this is like boom, it becomes a lot easier. So I think this Snorlax is key because like if Serpi can like keep it dead, basically like that's a 4v3, right? But if Lax gets anything, you're more so even. So we're gonna see. I will agree. ABR name I was talking about in the chat. Marker doesn't strike me as a reflect boom type. I'd probably agree. I don't think it is boom, but we'll see. We're also gonna see what his last is, like Alakazam versus Zapdos. Zapdos, of course, probably goes in. Or I'm not sure. Like we still have this fully healthy Chansey, Zapdos, and Lax. Serpi's Lax is probably more likely to be explode. ABR, let's hope he's not the Jinxam my type. Period. Should we get Lax in on a para, so that doesn't have to eat anymore from Icy, which is pretty big. Like especially with a crit, could put in like Zapper Ranger or something like that. So now we're gonna see an interesting decision from Serpi here. Where does he go? He's gonna go to his Tauros, and he's gonna start slamming. No crits as we get just body slam. In beam range now, I believe. Yes. I feel like we'll see. I feel like Serpi probably just slams, as Marco probably just slams their beams again. I mean, Hyper Beam would be big. You get that. I mean, if Marco like has Zam or Zap, like another hit on Tauros to put in the range, would be huge, for sure. Because I believe Alakazam do like 40 mins. Yeah, another attack should really put it in range for at least Alakazam, if not Zapdos, depending on the last. So you really want to get that if you're Marco. Serpi's Tauros going down also means, like, of course, Marco's Bull will have the benefits in the inevitable Bull Mirror we will surely see at some point in this game. So far, it still probably depends on, like, this interaction right here. This is a pretty big turn. I mean, if Tauros stays in body slams, Marco also just body slams. So it is an Alakazam range. Not bad. This tells me that this is body slam Earthquake Snorlax, I feel like. Which I feel like pairs well more with Zapdos than Alakazam. So, my guess is this is probably Zapdos Jinx My Zap versus Egg Zap, which is pretty funny. So here we're surely going to see Marco's Tauros come in, unless it is Zapdos. Yes, I knew. How did I know? It is Zapdos, but this is going to have to eat a big Hyper Beam, which could be danger, and then it's going to have to work through Zapdos Lax. So, I don't know. What do we think about? Oh, he's just going to switch out, actually. He's going to preserve. And this would be a huge full parry to knock. Gets the Thunder Wave off. That's huge. Pretty interesting set of turns there. I assume, like, Serpi does not want to. He wants to keep his Tauros, which I think makes sense. It is Tauros after all. And this, I don't know. Both turns, I guess not like strange to me because there are two players that are way better than me. Like, you're going Zapdos here instead of Tauros. I guess you just eat the Hyper Beam and exchange for damage, and you like break with Zapdos, and later you clean for Tauros. So that makes sense. Nice pivoting by Serpi there, gets his Zapdos in. All in all, I mean, he does eat a big Drill Peck from Chansey, but gets his Zapdos in after paralyzing Marcos, which is good. Isn't he forced to switch? Both players doing well, pivoting against Zapdos, nothing crazy has happened thus far with Zapdos crits, full pairs, and such. Here, I wonder again if Serpi goes for it. I mean, surely Thunder Wave's coming. I think maybe you just go back to your chance and you heal. I mean, Marco doubling to his... What else would he double to? His Tauros. He'd have to double... I guess, actually, Marco could theoretically just double to his Zapdos, which covers Drill Peck and the double to Chansey. But, and I guess you can survive if it's Drill Peck, right? And you just go for it. It is Chansey. Does Marco double? He does not. He Ice Beams. Now let's see if he goes Tauros. I feel you have to turn the aggression on right. He's going to go to Zapdos. On Seismic Toss. Which is interesting, I guess, like, as opposed to Thunder Wave. I mean, I'm sure Serpi was expecting Tauros Zapdos. I guess, like, damage is damage regardless, but I think Thunder Wave was so much better on Tauros while on Zapdos. I mean, damage is damage, so I feel like you need it. Marco is going to agility up. And now we're going to cook. I mean, this dies. These all get outsped. This dies, I believe. No, this shouldn't die, but still. Oh, no, Tauros just dies. What am I saying? Tauros just wrecked. This dies, this dies. These don't die. So let's see, Marco. I mean, if he can clean up the Zapdos, like, get into Tauros range, but then, like, you need to, like, give it agility sap, etc. So we'll see. It's Zapdos time, baby, though. Let's fucking go. It is going to be Snorlax, so let's see. I mean, like, crits and paras will obviously play a big factor. I assume Marco will probably just click Thunder Wave first and go from there. You really want to get that first Thunder Wave off, especially. It's going to get paralyzed as Serpi Body Slams. Huge. Here now in Hyper Beam range. Let's see. I feel like Marco probably just goes to Thunder Wave again. Actually, like, I don't know. I guess there's an argument. Like, you're in Hyper Beam range. Thunderbolt damage may be more valuable. So let's see. I mean, that also assumes what Serpi. I don't know, with Egg Cloy. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Boom Snorlax as well. So we don't have Hyper Beam. Oh, bro, what the hell? Give me Hyper Beam. Holy calc. So let's see. He's just gonna Thunderbolt as we body slam again. So it makes sense. He might just be Thunderbolting all the time. I mean, like, Thunderbolt does Draco. He gets the crit, which is big. This will now just be in Tauros range. Gonna set the Chansey and in come the Zap. So now, we'll see. I mean, Tauros cleans on these and these. It's just gonna be the Zapdos. I wonder, do you stack? You probably don't stack Army. That's like so many free agilities. But it's hard to just go hard Chansey. Maybe just forced to go hard Chansey on Thunder Wave. Marco gets it right. And now, let's see. Really gonna need some. Gonna get this in the Hyper Beam range, which I think is gonna need 2 Ice Beams. Unless a crit. Yeah, Ice Beam does 32 to 38. Like if it does 38, 51. It can be tough. I mean, with a really high roll, Ice Beam, Hyper Beam, it could happen. It is going to go harder to Tauros on Thunder Wave. Here, I assume you probably go to Starmie and sack it. Gets crit. We'll see if Serpi just goes hard Zapdos. I think that probably makes sense, right? Or instead, like, you let your Tauros hit and that just gets click Hyper Beam. This bull, if Serpi rests here, that'd go fucking nuts. I do think Marco's probably favored at this point, unless the bull rests. The bull resting would go fucking nuts. I really hope it rests. That'd go fucking crazy. Let's see. Drinking from my Olivia Rodrigo Stanley. I love water. Here we go. I think Serpi is debating if he goes Tauros or Zapdos. I mean, if you stay with Tauros, right, you get this. I mean, Marco just comes in and clicks Hyper Beam, which carries Tauros lacks. I guess Zapdos is not. I agree. Going Zapdos, Marco does not wake up. This gives Zapdos an agility, which is nice. You get a pretty free agility here. I guess like if Marco goes hard drill, he's gonna stay in. Serpi just Thunderbolts. I guess there is really no need to agility since you go to Chansey anyway. I agree, so might as well. Well. Now let's see. Serpi could go back to... Very easily could go back to Tauros. Which puts us in the same spot as before, but now Marco doesn't have a sack, which is important. Gonna go to the lax on a full para. Or if Marco clicks Thunder Wave, you get another chance to potentially get off a Body Slam. Or Boom, actually, a Boom. Yeah, this is probably a Boom. So maybe you go hard lax. I feel like you either go hard to lax, or you could peck, get Thunder Waved, agility. It's just gonna peck. Gets Ice Beamed. 50%. What is the roll with Tauros? Is 64.1% chance to want a KO, assuming you hit. So nice Ice Beam range roll. It's probably gonna have to agility here, right? We need to come out of this faster than Toros. You could agility here, yeah, agility here on soft boiled. Alright, so now here I assume a Thunder Wave is coming. Zapdos has double its speed, Thunder Wave will a quarter it. Serpi would then have to agility again. But at that point, like, you might just decide Ice Beam. I wonder if what Marco clicks here. Surely Serpi just clicks Drill Peck. Is going to peck. Marco gets the Thunder Wave off, which is huge. Now Serpi's going to have to agility. He's going to need to agility and peck this Chansey twice before he gets 2 Ice Beams off. And fully pairs. This is huge. Pecks and gets the crit! There you go, Serpi. Now he needs to not full para here. He needs to not full para. It's going to come down to this turn. Serpi needs to full... Hey, he does not full para. He gets Thunder Wave off on Hyper Beam. Now let's see. I assume this Lax is about to blow up. But it's still like Lax Boom is not a straight KO. So we'll see. Self-Destruct's only 50% odds to blow up the Lax. And then it could come down to a speed tie. Serpi could theoretically rest. But I feel like that probably just sucks it away. Yeah, you just boom. So I'm gonna come down to the wire. See, this is what I live for right here. 2 goats going at it in the best tournament on the planet. Round 4 winners at the game 1. Stakes on the line. Serpi's thinking. So far, alright, it is Lax. I assume we blow up here. It does blow up. Does not get the roll. So it's going to come down to the inevitable Tauros War. Serpi just has to body slam. Marco has to hit Hyper Beam. Both paralyzed. Wow. GG either way. Let's see what happens. Marco moves first, but he gets fully paralyzed! And Serpi comes out on top in game 1. Wow. What an ending. What an ending. Serpi is going to take game 1. Whew. Awesome game. Comes down right to the wire. Can't script it any better than that. Just fantastic stuff. At least for a viewer's perspective. I'm sure the Italians would have liked a bit more luck there, especially with the zap and such. After that, pretty solid opening. But I really like Serpi's ability. Like, Jinx is the last thing you want to face. But he does a good job. Sacks the egg, and then booms with Cloy, and then sleeps with Chansey to bring back to a 4v4. Good stuff. All around, just fantastic game, man. I love this tournament. I love RBY. It's 20 minutes too, long one. And we'll see what's next. Very interesting stuff. We'll take a look at some of the storyline. Of course, for this round, the storyline was marcoasd versus Serpi. Like I said at the beginning, perhaps the best player of all time versus the best player on the planet. And we look at the top, Marco, #1 in World Cup of wins versus Serpi, #4 in SPL wins. Look at these combined records. 48-28 in SPL World Cup, 21-13 in RBY Invitational, 39-11 in RBY Premier League, RBY World Cup. They went 13-0 combined in RBY World Cup 1. There's 2 of 8 players with 10 plus Invitational wins. Oh my god. 3rd matchup ever. Marco is up 2-0. They played 2 years ago in RBY Invitational 3 Losers Finals. And they played an RBY Boomer Zoomer. But Serpi has Marco on the ropes thus far. We have game 2. Marco leaves Executor, switches to Chansey, gets paralyzed. That's part of Sleep Block. Here comes Gengar on the Sing. Dodge. Just gonna Nightshade. Sing. I feel like an unlikely, like I guess you can boom, but I feel like it might also work. Serpi might just want to eat Sing, right? Would be interesting if Marco clicks Thunder Wave. Is he going to try to Hypnosis? Sing, no. I guess expecting a switch there. And like you're doing like what 14% with Nightshade. It's just gonna blow up. So there you go. Interesting explosion, I guess. Like obviously, if you can remove a Chansey, that's always good. But now with Executor, you're gonna have to sleep something else. So I feel like this is gonna come down to like a 4v4, right? As opposed to maybe like a 5v5, but then you have an awake Gengar, or you have a sleeping Gengar, which can still provide value, you know, into lax and such. So let's see. More water. Now what does Serpi do? I mean, probably whatever he goes into. Like Marco's gonna counteract with his Executor to try to sleep. Like I guess if he goes Starmie and he's Blizzard, like that could be interesting to prevent the best. Because surely, yeah, Blizzard will KO, Thunderbolt will KO, and then when Executor turns comes in, you can Blizzard. And there's no other like Chansey to sponge. So like if you get lucky with a crit freeze dodge or crit freeze, crit freeze dodge, it's just gonna be Executor action, which also makes sense. Because yeah, after this Chansey goes down, you can now 50-50 for the sleep, which I think is always good. Let's see. Good moves by Serpi. I mean, with Gengar, you're always gonna have that secondary sleeper. We do know he is Garigmai, but with the Starmie lead, and I guess it goes to show what I was talking about earlier. Like, there's just so much unexplored with RBY. He's gonna save the Chansey, which I think makes sense. He's gonna miss a sleep powder. Win the time, miss the powder again. Another tease. Executor is going to try to wake up, but now with the special drop, like that's actually hitting, is going to wake up. So we're going to try again. I wonder if he just booms. He does not. He wins the tie, and he sleeps the Executor, which is big. Move this over here. If we take a look at the predictions, Marco only 4, compared to Serpi's 14. Is going to get a crit body slam, which is big. Marco, no surprise that 2 of his 4 are Amaranth and Peas, while Serpi has all the Zoomers. Is just like Nicole, Serpi, Spies. I guess Spies is a boomer, but still, Nicole, Narwhal. Makes sense. Let's take a look back at that. So Marco willingly trades his lags for Starmie. So let's see, we are now at Marco is up 3.5. We have a 3.5 to 3. Both these games, like, have been moving quickly, but also slowly. Like, it was a 20-minute game 1. But, like, we are quickly trading down. It is Zapdos. It's just going to go right for it, too. Trade Thunder Waves. I mean, Zapdos is what you want to see in the Garigmai. I wonder if we see... I guess it's hard for, like, Super to catch, like, a Drill Peck with his Lax. I guess if he's Boom, we could trade it and such. But I don't know. We're just going to Peck on Ice Beam. Yeah, there we go, on Lax. Eats the Peck. This should be in Tauros range, though. I feel like surely here you Thunder Wave. Yeah. I mean, Thunder Wave, you're spreading a lot. I mean, if you get a Thunder Wave, Marco is setting up very nicely for a Tauros endgame here with Chansey in range. Snorlax could soon be in range. Yeah. Gets the beam off, but I think, is this in Tauros range? I don't know. I can't check because nobody's revealed their Tauros yet. So that's sad. But it might not be, honestly. Or it might be close. Let's see. I mean, also just has his Executor, which you could go to. Click Psychic on chance you threaten boom. But of course, Serpi has his Explosion Fodder with Executor. So we'll have to see. It is going to be Executor, so I assume this is not in Hyper Beam range just yet. Serpi, I mean, like if this chance he gets hit with a crit drop on the switch in from Psychic, that also obviously would be much beneficial for Marco. So let's see. Both thinking. Let's see here on Serpi's end. Oh, it would be nasty if Marco doubles a Tauros on Chansey. I mean, like it's still in Hyper Beam range, so maybe not as nasty as one would think, since you got to play mind games. I guess like it really depends. Like, is the lax? I guess the lax wouldn't be in Tauros range, so you just go to it, obviously. Why can't I check, bro? Tauros. Snorlax. Yeah, that's 40 to 47, so not in range. Let's see. So I think a double to Tauros is just going to be Psychic. No crit or drop. I don't know if you try for another Psychic. I mean, like, especially if you get a drop crit, this could be 2 KO'd with a para. So let's see. It's going to be the Chansey, actually, on Executor. So Marco is going to be able to heal up his Chansey here. Very well done. Baits out the explosion. Oh, but he full pairs there. I was going to say, before they move too quickly, like, if Marco got, like, a Thunder Wave off there, expecting Tauros in, that would have been crazy. It's Cloyster! Is his last mod. So this is big, of course. Cloyster just fucking wins, actually. So we have Marco pulls out his own Egg Zap. Very interesting. Blizzard is a kill now. I mean, this dies. This gets clamped. Like, this dies. Cloyster looking very, very dangerous. Makes sense now why Marco blew up the Starmie immediately. It's going to be lags. Let's see. He's going to have to hit a clamp or two, I believe. Yes. Let's see. I mean, if Marco can hit his moves, this Cloyster is going to look to force game 3. I do like them playing a bit slower. It makes it a lot easier, even if they still click really fast. Noise the shit at me. Look at that. That's like a full minute off his timer. Let's go. It is going to go to Executor on Paralysis. I think that makes sense as well. Instead of hitting clamps, you get your egg, and now you can just Psychic. And I mean, if you go to Executor, I guess Serpi goes to his egg here, right? I guess we'll see if this actually really helps. Like, you just go to your egg, you Psychic for nothing. And you're forced to go back to your Cloyster or Tauros. And you're still going to have to hit some moves. So, and it just gives Egg a free turn to potentially wake. I guess, like, if you clamp, you got your Egg. Yeah. So, yeah, I assume we go back to the Cloyster. No wake. I guess this is actually better because now you get a free Blizzard off. So, actually, good moves by Marco. Yeah. Because now you just eliminate this Executor in theory, which is huge. You either eliminate the Executor or you get Blizzard Chip on Lax. That means you just Blizzard again. And the only thing he risked really was one turn wake. So like, yeah, now he has to clamp again, but now you can just go back to Executor and click Explosion. And Serpi would have to double into his Tauros, which it is in high beam range, so that would be cool. Now he's just going to clamp and he's going to hit. So this will be in Blizzard range by the time this is over. This Cloyster going in. Gonna set up a very, very decisive where it takes all game 3, most likely. It's just gonna go to Executor, makes sense. On the clamps, no need to hit Blizzards. Free psychics. Yeah. Like you die here, but it's fine. Now you just go to your Tauros. Finish it off here. Like you would probably need an immediate freeze here on Tauros. It's gonna Blizzard, no freeze. No crit there either. We are going. Just kidding. Just kidding. Alright, now we are going to game 3. Let's go. We are going to game 3. Cloyster putting in the work there. Marco uses the team Serpi had just beaten him with. So we've seen 2 egg Cloyzaps. Very, very interesting. This is pretty funny. Cloyster, I mean, like, I feel like Cloyster's been in such a downward trend recently, but starting to come back. I mean, just even in this tournament, Cloyster, I think, has been popping off in the recent rounds. I mean, I'd have to go check the numbers and such, but good job, Cloyster. And like when you remove, I mean, the way Serpi set it up, or Marco set it up, right? Like he boomed the Starmie, Gengar was already done, and at that point Cloyster is playing Executor, which is asleep, but still. And then Paralyzed and Chipped, Chansey and Lax. And then, of course, Tauros, that's like the least thing you're worried about. So very well done by the Cloyster. We'll see. These teams, though, really, really, really would have liked. I mean, it just goes to show, like, psychic types, how much they overload. Like, if somebody was using, like, my Zam, like, okay, your Lax builds up the Starmie, but now you have an Alex Zam. And how do you deal with that, right? So, it's kind of betting on low psychics, besides Executor. And, like, you can deal with one. Like, Alex Zam is probably, even still, like, Alex Zam would be probably pretty tough. And Starmie, you just have to explode. But very well executed by Marco. Can't wait for game 3, guys. Oh, my God. Take a look at the commencement thread, how things are going on. So like I was saying, so far, Amaranth vs. ABR, Amaranth came out on top. Isa took down Felix in Team Germany. Solon took down Peas. And of course, we're back to the highlights overall. Take a look at some of the predictions. Pretty interesting things in round 2. This is the most accurately predicted round, 13-3. The first 13 matchups all predicted correctly. Kaz became statistically the most surprising player to ever be eliminated in the first 2 rounds. I mean, plus 24 differential overall. And lost both. Enigemi and Mako were only 3 total predicts through 2 rounds. Least predicted players through 2 rounds. And then Shiloh became the least predicted player through 3 rounds. With 3-1-0 so far. So very exciting. And then Enigemi was a close second. We have game 3, guys. We have another Jinx. Let's fucking go. Back to the beginning, we have Jinx. Is going to switch out, and is going to get Thunder Waved. So we've seen this before. In the upcoming round 2 recap, we'll talk about how Felix did this against Septros and rode it to a victory. But Serpi gets dangerous. Para again? And it's going to be forced to go to his Jinx. That's something we want to see. He's going to be able to spread Thunder Wave again. Marco's really going to want to turn the aggression on the Starmie. Leave Jinx by, or on the Chansey. Do not want to let this heal at all. I wonder if we see a switch here to Snorlax. Just an Ice Beam. No freeze. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say now we see a Chansey, and it's gonna be able to heal up. Presumably onto the Lax on Thunderwave. Well done, Serpi. And now we go Snorlax. On Egg, on a Reflect. Well done. And now, like, Sleep. I mean, this Jinx and this Chansey. Both Sleepwalk. But, I mean, if this Egg has Hyper Beam, would be huge. Psychic. Is this Hyper Beam range for the Executor? It is likely Hyper Beam range. I feel like you probably just go for it. If you're Hyper Beam. It's just going to go back to Starmie on Chansey. Yeah. Marco has Big Six, Zamang my, Serpi, Jinx my, we'll see. Zapdos right on, most likely one of those two. Could be Executor as well, I suppose. Wouldn't surprise me too bad. This is going to go back to Lax, and Chansey does able to heal up. Now this Lax is in, while Paralyzed Serpi is only at 53%. Let's see if Marco has a normal move on. I guess like it's a lot less. Man, if there's Hyper Beam that one turn, would have been huge. Would have turned the game around, but I assume it's Stun Spore. It's gonna be Cloyster! Jinx Cloy my. Did not see that one coming. Double Water. We've seen Serpi use this before, but it's not something very common at all. But we have Double Water and to no Electric. Definitely Marco's back Psychics will be a huge threat. I mean, if this is Mega Drain Egg, I mean, it's probably just Sleep, Psychic Stun, Boom. But, like, if it's Mega Drain or normal move, I think that would go fucking nuts. I mean, even Stun probably will be helpful. You're gonna stun these bad boys. I mean, if this is like, you obviously need Psychic, you need Sleep, you need a normal move. If Executor could run like 7 moves, it'd be fucking unstoppable. So could Starmie, Lax, so many of them, but they cannot, unfortunately. Back to Lax on Clam, miss. Back to Starmie. We're gonna miss a Blizzard, so we're already down 2. This is gonna be threatening. Is gonna go to Lax on the expected Chansey, which he gets correct, and we'll get another opportunity to click Thunder Burrow Body Slam. I mean, if you're able to paralyze that Cloyster, that goes a huge way. It is just gonna get fully paralyzed itself, though. So not great. Starmie, another freeze chance. No freeze. Every time like a Blizzard goes off, I'm just like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. I'm dying. So let's see, back to the Chanseys. Back to Lax here on Soft Boiled. Gotta make sure you're always healthy, you know? Now this Lax could be threatening. I mean, this is... now, like, we flip the tables. This Lax in Serpi's end. And, like, Marco doesn't have a Cloyster. So we'll see. But I'm really liking this, like, the dynamic for Serpi, right? I've always felt like when you use Big Six, or like just like egg my back, like you're really threatening to apply pressure sometimes, like especially to Chansey. Like, it really just limited to your lags, or I guess like Boom, right? Or if Desperation calls Tauros. But now on the flip side, Serpi has a Cloister for Snorlax. So it's tough. Even if you had like Rock Slide Rhydon, you could pressure a lot better. Oh my god. Whenever I stream, it's like the only time I yawn, which is pretty fucking nuts. But I like Serpi's matchup, I think, so far. I think it's just gonna be tough for Marco to make progress. Like, he's gonna have to, like, his lock's gonna have to move. He's gonna have to paralyze the Cloister. He really wanted to get that Chansey down and done for, but it's not happening. If he can wake Zam up, that'd be fucking nuts. But it's tough. I mean, if this like counters, if this clicks counter on lax, I would fucking lose my mind. But that's not gonna happen. Let's see. Thinking a lot. And he's just going to go back to the Jinx. I think he was really, really, really feeling counter there, if I had to guess. But also, like, this is fine. Or maybe just wanted to wait until it's a better spot. Like, I guess, like, fear counter maybe. But they only get Chansey back in a bit of range before your Lax comes in. This Jinx is going to do fine. It is going to force to reveal Thunderbolt. So that's good at least. Marco could grab a lot of momentum if he gets Tauros in here on a rest. There's still like an 83% Cloister, but we'll see. It's just gonna keep. I find it very interesting, these 80% soft bots. So now we're back in a similar position. Now we know that there is no counter. He's just gonna go to the egg, not get paralyzed, which is huge. Still gonna be really tough to get sleep. He's just gonna say, and he gets the crit! He gets a crit, down goes Lax. That's huge. What was that roll? Man, Psychic. Oh, I guess, like, it's just a crit. But he gets the crit. Big crit. Down goes Lax. Now, like, Marco's fortune against Snorlax are obviously a lot better as there is no more Snorlax. So now, how does... I mean, this Cloister only has 4 blizzards left. Do we get a freeze? No freeze. Only 3 blizzards left. Marco did a good job wasting one there on the Zam. And it's just going to Thunderbolt. Do we see Boom here? We try to Blizzard again? No freeze. I think Serpi probably... I think expecting the double to Lax there, for sure. Tried to call it out, didn't work. And had to do a Thunderbolt. So things are very quickly unraveling for the German. Marco putting on the pressure here with a big crit. And then a big call there. Gets the Lax in, and now Cloister at 25%. Could easily die to Body Slam here. Is going to live on 1. And not get paralyzed either. He's going to go to the Starmie. It's going to rest all the way back up. So Cloister lives on. So I guess Serpi, like, that Blizzard now makes it like makes a lot more sense now. I mean, like, in hindsight, like, it ended up working out. Like, you got a free freeze chance. Ended up being able to rest all that health anyway, but you only have 2 Blizzards left. Danger, danger, danger. Into the Lax. And now, like, Marco just has nothing that pressures both of these things. Unless, I guess like Executor might be his best bet. Body Slam, nothing. I mean, it probably is Executor, yeah. Here we go. Man, I cannot go into professional broadcasting. A crit drop here. Nothing. Now if you reveal Hyper Beam, would go fucking nuts. Is he gonna go to Starmie? Is he fearing Hyper Beam? Or even just this? But now, who does he go to? Is this Blizzard Starmie? It is. Will we see perhaps a double to Tauros here? Could go crazy. On Jinx or Chansey incoming. Or will we see Marco both stay in and land a very crucial Thunderwave on the Starmie? Big turn here. I feel like if you're Marco, let's see, does he double? No, he just Thunderbolt. So I feel like that's just better overall. Like, no need to risk. And like here, you can just go to your lax probably. I think it makes sense. But like, I would have popped off. For sure. It's going to soft it up. I feel like Serpi's just hanging on. Like, he is getting what he needs to, thankfully. Cloister again. Back to the Starmies. Here we go. Things are getting, let's see. Back to Snorlax, I presume. Is he going to reveal Tauros? Gets the soft off, though. So here, I assume we go back to Chansey. Or does Serpi maybe go for it? Damn, the New York Yankees are acquiring Jazz Chisholm from the Miami Marlins. Source tell ESPN. He's just gonna go for it. He body slams and he gets thunder waved. That's huge. I wonder if Serpi, like, just going for it, like, he's really hanging on by threads elsewhere. I mean, if you get a body slam one full pair there, like, you're really threatening. Tauros can create some magic, but now it is paralyzed, which is huge, obviously. Now here we'll see we'll probably go to, I mean, yeah, just going to sack the Alexam, makes sense. Snorlax is paralyzed, and we're going to go to our own Tauros. Cloisters are, I think, really going to have to clutch up, perhaps. It's just going to blow up, actually. So I went to his Executor first. Interesting, it just blows up the Tauros. Maybe expecting Chansey there? Perhaps? I don't know. I feel like you probably just want to go to your Tauros. I don't know. Here comes Tauros, though, because it's still not in Body Slam range. So you're forced. Let's see, getting very close to the end game here. What was that explosion roll, perhaps? Did 70 to 80. Only does 70, yeah, min-roll explosion. So maybe that's why. I mean, if this isn't body slam range, I'd feel a lot better, but you're basically forced to go to this. Gotta keep the momentum up with your Tauros. I feel like you kind of just went to your own Tauros to begin with. Maybe. Definitely would have looked a lot cleaner if you got the roll. And this is just an easy body slam KO, but let's see. I mean, Serpi's Tauros is going to end up removing the sleep sack, removing the Executor, doing 40% of Chansey. If he gets a hyper beam off here, or even anything would be huge. Serpi really thinking. I mean, if you go to Cloister and you get like crit paired by Body Slam, that's big. But is Marco going to click Body Slam? He's going to click Hyper Beam. He's going to go to the Jenks. I was going to click Body Slam in just a second. Now I presume Starmie Cloister come out, one of those. Probably Starmie, yeah, so you can just click Thunder Wave. Does Serpi double to his Tauros here? On Chansey? Nope, just recovers. And now that's like, now you have one less tool to take down this Chansey. With these Executor. I feel like I really would have probably kept the Executor. But like, Marco's the GOAT, so who the fuck am I to say anything? He's gonna go to the Tauros, gets paralyzed. Oh boy. Is he gonna hard switch to his own Tauros on rest? It all makes a lot more sense why Serpi let himself get paralyzed there because of his rest. Starmie does not get paralyzed. I wonder if Marco called out a rest here? I mean, if he did, props to him. Does not paralyze this, though. He's going to recover back up. The rester. There's Chansey. I mean, there's just nothing. I feel like if you had Executor here, you could really threaten booms, maybe. Or at least you could threaten stun. He's just going to Thunderbolt. Get some damage off of this Tauros. But now it is back! Especially if you like full pair here. I think Serpi's really, he's turned this one around a bit to his. He does get Thunder Wave though. But still we know it can rest, which is game changing. He's gonna go to the lights. Paralysis. Gonna come down. A lot of teams just gonna. He's gonna body slam, no crit or anything. Body slam back. I wonder if we're gonna see. Just gonna body slam, and Strox is gonna rest now. Tauros gets paralyzed again. No crits. A few paralysis so far. It gets paralyzed again. Not what you want to see if you're Marco. Or if you're Serpi. Tauros gets paralyzed a third time! A third time! Not good for our German protagonist. I mean, if you go Cloister or Starmie, like if you get paralyzed, not good. Of course, Chancing can't really switch in at all. I suppose are you forced to rest here? I mean, you can probably rest loop this. Maybe you're gonna go to Cloister. No paralysis. Cloister remains alive. Only 2 blizzards remaining though. Is he gonna waste one going into Chansey? Or are we gonna see another Toro switch back? I feel like it'd be tough. I think Starmie's pretty reasonable. Maybe Serpi has to bet. Okay, Marco doesn't want to risk freeze on Starmie. He's going Chansey. I go Tauros. I rest up. We'll see. He's gonna rest up here. Body slam. Body slam. Do we get a para? We do! Cloister is paralyzed now. Can't finish it off with a Hyper Beam though. He's gonna go to Starmie. Oh, and he gets paralyzed again. Here, do we double back to Lax? Does Marco do it? Does he double back to the Lax? He doubles back to the Lax on the Chansey! Marco, ASD the GOAT. He gets the double and he misses Sing! Chansey misses Sing! And now everything's just falling apart here. The Starmie gets paralyzed too. This is looking over. Marco gets the Thunder Wave off, but he's gonna get paralyzed and die. This Cloister will get a chance to rest up here. But I presume we see Starmie come in. Starmie comes in as the Cloister is gonna rest. I mean, if one Surf crit on this Chansey. Nothing. Do you go for the crit or a crit or the para? Or do you just go back to your Tauros here? Gonna Surf? Full para! And now this one should be over. Marco and his Starmie are gonna take down Serpi. And we have our 3rd straight upset in the winner's bracket of round 4. Marco ASD is going to take down Serpi. Very, very entertaining set. Whew, does it get better than that? Two greats, 2 GOATs going to game 3. Great stuff all around. But it will be Marco ASD joining Isa and Amaranth in round 6 winners. All 3 of them only need one more win to secure money. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.